What is good? We got another episode of Bob News, I guess, until we get the stream situated again, because I got a whole schedule that I got planned for y'all that, again, you can be involved in if you join the Discord server. We already got a decent amount of people joining. We got channels for producers, stylists, graphic designers, rappers. If you need music news, you can add a role and get notifications for all of the big Twitter and Instagram accounts. Don't even need to use social media anymore. We got the Discord. You don't even need to leave. Might as well just give me your credit card number. But aside from all that, I'll probably have some of y'all in the voice channels arguing about Bolshevik. So join up, give me your hot takes. This will be like next week probably, and I'll fuck you up. Just saying. But anyway, let's get into the news. Actually, before we get into anything, just found out some breaking news that Baby Boy by Playboi Carti, this next album, allegedly that is, because how many times have we been through it and how many times have we talked about the same conversation that even though Carti says he got a new project after Whole Lot of Red, he said he was gonna drop Whole Lot of Red Deluxe, he said he was gonna drop Molly World, whatever it was, he said he was gonna drop music, which he ended up doing, but fucking 4 years later. So I don't know, even with the new information that we got from Complex, an interview with DJ Swamp Izzo, who was part of creating this album and the last music, so it's credible information. Even though this might be correct info, it does not mean that it's dropping anytime soon. So anyway, now that we got all the context out of the way, allegedly Carti's project Baby Boy is ready and has over 50 to 60 songs done, ready to drop. However, how many times do we go over that, you know, artists might have hundreds of songs, but that doesn't mean that he has like 10 songs that he wants to drop. You know, I don't know how many he made for music, probably in the maybe 1,000. But anyway, here's the quote from Swamp Izzo, where the interviewer was asking, Carti's teasing Baby Boy, and he said, ready, done. Then they asked, is Baby Boy new music? Of course. Come on, what kind of question is that? Now he says, DJ Swamp Izzo, new music, he got over 50, 60 songs done, completed to his liking. I couldn't say. See, that's what that's the breaker right there. That means, like, is the project actually ready to go? Like, he's got a bunch of songs, but does that mean that he wants to drop them all? So maybe that's contradictory to his above sentence or two where he said ready and done. It's like, it's not ready. What are you talking about? I couldn't say, but they're done. If I was still in that mixtape era, we'd have Baby Boy 1 through 9. Meaning, like, he would have already dropped 9 different Baby Boy projects. 15 years ago, we were so heartfelt on them exclusives, we couldn't even sleep until we put out before everybody. But as we're gonna go over in just a minute, Carson is about to drop. So can Carti really drop before April 11th or the week or two after? I mean, technically he could through Interscope and he would still be successful, but that would also, like, you know, hinder the success of Ken Carson's project, which is his artist. So I doubt he'll want to do it for at least like a month. And probably he wants to also let his project music that it took him 4.5 years to drop to breathe. And that's what he's usually pretty good at. And again, as I've told y'all before, I feel like he likes to tease projects early on, right after the last project, to continue that anticipation for the next. And it still might take him like another 10 years to drop. And it might not even be called Baby Boy by that time. Who knows though? Ken Carson just started his rollout. His official cover for More Chaos has been revealed. And the reason that we found this out was because there was the pre-save link for all of his, you know, Spotify, Apple Music, everything, pre-ordering on the official store. The box sets are now available. So some people are saying with the merch and everything, because normally artists like Ken Carson and like people below mainstream, they're not really selling much merch or have even box sets available. But Ken Carson, I feel like he's big enough where, and he's got the cult-like following where people will buy enough, and he could potentially, with the box sets, sell like 100K first week with More Chaos, especially with Carti just dropping. It's got hella hype. We'll see though. I'm still saying 75K plus is the minimum, He's killing it. But in addition to that, we found out that he has 0 features on the project. However, on his website, this is where people found out this info, it has been taken off or removed. So maybe that's not true anymore. Maybe they accidentally said this, or maybe they didn't want people to know that, or maybe they figured now that people are kind of mad, maybe that there's no features, that maybe we should put Carti on there, you know? But psych, that's never happening. You know how opium goes. But anyway, the blurb says More Chaos is Ken's 4th studio album and an evolution of the style and sound he innovated on A Great Chaos. It's a solo project with no features and production from his trusted circle of producers, talents he carefully curated through his past projects. Now, from what I heard from the source himself, actually not Ken, but his management, a few months back when I met up with them in New York, they said that it's going to sound like when they were, this was a few months ago, so like it's not totally valid anymore, but this is what I heard again from them, that More Chaos is going to sound like what A Great Chaos Deluxe sounded like. So songs like Loading or Mewtwo, like in my opinion, I feel like that means it's got the same kind of sound. It's more catchy. It's not as grungy as A Great Chaos was, which if you ask me is perfect. That's the perfect level for Ken Carson. I can't deal with the super grunge where again, I feel like I'm gonna take a shit after listening to it because it's vibrating my entire body. It just doesn't work like that. I'm getting old. So super hyped about April 11th when Ken Carson's gonna drop. Yes, we will be streaming. Join the Discord as I told y'all before. But now we got Dom Corleo and Nine Vicious beefing on Twitter or X yesterday. Why? I have no idea. Actually, we're gonna get into it. But what I meant was like, who would have expected this? Who really cares enough about whatever they're arguing about? Like, it's not actual beef. It's just like Dom Corleo was talking about like, yo, the producer that you're being a dick to online, he's a nice guy. What's wrong with you? So he was just defending his mans, which is respectable. So I'm on Dom's side here. I feel like Nine Vicious is just acting like a child. But anyway, to get more context, essentially Nine Vicious went on Instagram Live and said, fuck the producers that work with my ops. So let me play it real quick.
Fuck the producers that work with my ops. Fuck the producers that work with my ops.
Fuck the producers that work with my ops. And then Dom Corleo quote tweets in the morning yesterday saying, I'm not gonna put names out there, but just know the producer he dissing, one of the coolest, nicest out the way dudes ever. LMAO does none but put people on game and show love, and he really stamped in this shit lame. Talking about Nine Vicious is lame. Now a lot of people probably already have that opinion about him for other things that's going on with his career. I do think it's funny how Dom is just kind of like defending his mans, or not even his mans, but like just somebody who's nice and out the way. He's a producer. The fact that we don't even know his name and Nine Vicious is trying to like get at him on Instagram Live for working with his ops. Like, who are your ops? Nine Vicious, you literally have edges. You have no ops. I don't care about everybody talking about like, oh, he really like blood gang. I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, he got edges. Don't talk to me. His weapon of choice is a dildo, likely in his own ass. He probably gets pegged. As I was saying though, after Dom Corleo posted this, now Nine Vicious, I guess, was in his DMs. I asked Dom's team if these DMs are real, because some people were thinking they were fake, because anyone can really like Photoshop this. They are in fact real. And it actually looks like Dom Corleo might have started it by sending him the first message, although we don't know what was before it. But Dom says, your entire catalog will never touch the numbers off just one of my singular biggest songs. You signed for what I made off 3 to 4 songs, dude. Best of luck to you. Ooh, shit, little bro in it. I'm not signed, he says. Maybe he's signed to YSL like kind of Sofago had with Cactus Jack, but he's not actually signed to a label, so he hasn't even taken money yet, like in advance. He said, I'm not signed, you are, and your music ass. And I do have to say, like Dom says here, he is independent. Then Nine Vicious says, okay, then so what we talking about? And then I guess Dom didn't respond or something, I don't know. Then he says, your music ass. Your music ass again. And then he's laughing. I never openly fuck with you. I inspire you, and your music suck. How does Nine Vicious inspire Dom Corleo? I feel like if anything, like you can point out all the accusations of Dom Corleo being inspired by Summers, Destroy Lonely, name people from the underground like a few years ago, like 5 years ago. But Nine Vicious, like I don't even know how many songs Dom Corleo has even really dropped since Nine Vicious blew up, maybe like 1 or 2. So you can't say that he inspired you. That's fucking crazy that Nine Vicious is doing this. Anyway, so then I guess Dom posted this, or fans figured this out, that Nine Vicious used the same layout for his one of his album covers, or like concept covers, the same thing that Dom Corleo used. And then Dom responds saying, I ain't beefing with nobody, but there's clearly beef. And again, I'm not really like on anybody's side here. I don't really care, but I do agree more with the Dom Corleo's morals, that he's just defending a producer like, yo, leave him alone. Just because he works with you doesn't mean that he has to like have beef with your ops as well. Like, that's just slowing up his bag. It doesn't make sense at all. I think that's what some rappers like who come from like street affiliations don't get. Like, business is business. Like, get your bag. You don't have to slow your bag just so you can like appease your friends who don't like somebody else. Like, dude, like, we're grown-ass men. Maybe they're not grown-ass men. I don't know how old Nine Vicious is, but like, just be professional, bro. Make your money and then you'll be happy, okay? That's all I gotta say. In other news, just getting a little update on Young Thug's probation situation, where they were gonna revoke the probation and make him go back to jail. It will not be revoked. I believe that the court declined to revoke the defendant's probation based on violation of certain. So basically they said like, yeah, he said something online calling somebody the biggest liar in the DA office, but like, who cares? Like, shut the fuck up, pussy, is what they basically said. And just for kicks and giggles, we got an update on the Adin Ross and Playboi Carti situation. I guess he's mad that Carti said that he wasn't his type of person on Carson's stream when music dropped that night, if you recall. And so now Adin's just like, you know what? I'm gonna air it all out. I'm big broing Playboi Carti now. I'm talking as him. I left him at the airport for 10 hours. I didn't pay him 200K, blah, blah, blah. He didn't scam me. I'm taking PJs. He's trying to ride my PJ, pause. Basically saying, I got more money than you, bro. You were trying to get transportation from me. Oh, you want an Uber? I can call you an Uber. It's gonna be a Prius though. I like seeing streamers and content creators like standing up for themselves, not letting rappers take advantage of them and whatnot just because they're like, cool. At the end of the day, what Carti did to Adin was not cool. It was funny from the outside looking in, but if it happened to you, you'd probably be pretty pissed. Let's be honest. But I guess that's part of his whole persona of being a narcissist. But here's what Adin said on stream with Ruby Rose, I want to say, which is a bit odd too, because you know Ruby used to be Team Carti as well.
He just making his mind up. Manager was such a mean person. Her name is
Aaron.
And he's calling Aaron a mean person too. Damn. I heard she's cutthroat, but like in a good way, because she's very like, you know, business oriented.
Bro, she's like, well, you better give us that jet. And I said, fuck, no, you're not getting on my jet. I took that jet and went back to Miami. So.
He's like, fuck no, you ain't getting on my jet. That's big boss talk.
That was it. So he was stranded at the airport for like 10 hours.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
We want it to be fucking weird, so.
Yeah.
And you know, I even tried like now even like being cool about it and stuff like that. Me and Carti had.
And Ruby's sitting there like, I'd still hit though. But hey, Adin, get some points. I don't think you can really beat Carti in the public perception world though. But hey, like at least you got one over on him, right? You got more money. You got the private jet. He got that gambling money. He ain't got record label money. He got gambling money, like 100 M's type shit. That Jew money. No, I'm playing. Yeah, after that, I'm just gonna leave. I'll see y'all later. Peace. Join the Discord.